All right, guys, continuing to do this van with the Thinsulate. I'm going to run short, it looks like, even though apparently I got 60 lineal feet. Apparently I got two 15-footers that are 5 foot wide and three 10-footers that are 5 foot wide, which adds up to 60 lineal feet, hence 5 by 60, 300 square feet. Now, this is a 170 van with the crew windows, as you can see here. And I wanted to do the ceiling, as you can see, but I believe, I don't know for sure, but I believe I'm going to run short. Now, I'm doing a very thorough job in terms of nooks and crannies. I have even used my rubber tube to, like I say, thread these beams, drop the tube down here, find it down there, and pull up. I pulled up a 7-inch wide piece in there. I threaded that channel here. I threaded this channel. I threaded each one of these beams with a 2.5 inch, 3 inch strip. And then, as you can see, I'm going over the beams because these beams transfer crap loads of heat through. I wanted to do this in one full stretch, but in terms of the adhesive and manageability, I've been cutting it into roughly 26 inch by 5, because the roll's 5 wide. I don't have to cut it on the sides. 26-inch chunks. As you can see, I have a seam here. Now, the things that might help you is I make a center mark with some chalk. I use chalk on the black stuff, works well. And that helps me like put it on my head after I've sprayed the adhesive on it, hold it up, and then push it tight to the edge and work my way back. And I sprayed the beams with adhesive. I give it a few seconds, and hopefully this crap doesn't fall down on my way home. Now, I parked in the shade here, as you can see, because there's a pad in there. I told you earlier, I sprayed adhesive that like 3 times now, and it didn't stick. It fell down. I think it might have been because of the heat yesterday. I was in direct sunlight, and it was reading like literally 150 at times on the ceiling. So again, my advice to you guys is do not buy a colored van, buy a white one, no matter what, even though maybe they're a little bland. I've had 2 white ones in the past. Way better than gray. Gray is a freaking heat oven, especially if you're living in South Florida or anywhere warm, especially with, it seems like temperatures are getting higher every minute. So anyway, those are my couple of tips. 26-inch chunks gets me over the hump. It just cut, glued right in behind the light. Got the wire out. I'm ready to go there. And again, I hope this stuff doesn't fail on my way home to Florida and drop on my head. I am planning to put another ceiling in here, buying that kit. I think the darn thing's like $1,400. You'll see it online. I'll put a link to that too. And put a ceiling over this. So this thing should be quiet as heck, hopefully. And hopefully reflect back all this lousy heat that's absorbing into this gray van. My other thing I think I'm going to do, I'm either going to paint or wrap the roof in white. I'm going to do as much as I can do without it being kind of visible from a standing position outside the van and go from there. But, if you're doing all the nooks and crannies, I would buy more in a 170, even with the glass. I would buy more than probably 60 lineal feet at this point. I'll let you know exactly where I run, but I mean, I'm already chowing into I only got one full 15-footer left, one full 10-footer left, and a partial 15-footer. So I do not believe, I did the square foot measurements here. I do not believe I'm going to make it, especially with the back doors and me, threading all these beams. I wasn't able to get into this beam, but I was able to thread the one next to it. Or no, yeah, I will be able to thread the one next to it. So I hope that helps. Talk to you guys later. Oh, and I slipped a chunk in here. I only got 22 inches in, so I went 22 inches, so it probably winds up being about here. I couldn't reach any further to tuck it properly, so I didn't bother making a bigger one. And I did notch it around these foam things, because these foam things are, I don't know what the heck they're doing there. I'm not quite sure. I don't think they were in my other vans at all. My other vans had the crew drop ceiling in there, or I'm sorry, factory ceiling that came down to here, which was way better. This thing is a pain in the butt in terms of being a straight cargo. A lot of work to tighten these things up. I'm not a fan of it at all. Oh, by the way, the Amazon guy showed up yesterday in a white van. I shot his ceiling from the inside, 91 degrees. Shot my ceiling, 145. They were both in direct sunlight. Now, it's not 100% accurate. I could touch his van ceiling, and it was like I was touching this wall in the shade. It was unbelievably cool. He had a white one. I'm not sure. I think it's because he was driving and moving, so his van was cooled down. Mine was sitting and baking, so it wasn't a totally fair comparison. But like I said, go white if you're going to buy one of these vans and you're worried about heat, because it is a nightmare. Talk to you later.